that, but that's the origin of Cap. I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look. There's a principle that
We have to follow.
Yeah.
We have to have.
be true to yourself. You don't have.
And when I came back, the place was a mess. So I knew I was missed.
Deep in here now.
It's incredible.
I love it.
Me
That's
too.
good.
That's
Yeah.
good.
And applying the recovery out there. Here we go.
Hey, what's up, everybody out there in the
Hey,
ether?
hey.
I'm Travis, your host. I got some awesome guests. This is going to be very informational. This is very community based, which gets me excited, and it's going to be great. So today, I got my co-host.
Monique, hey,
Monique.
and just ignore Travis. He's drank a lot of energy drinks.
I'm just
He's
very
real hype, real
Yeah.
hype.
And we got my man Shep here from No Boundaries.
From Beyond Boundaries.
There we go.
Beyond the borders, baby. No walls here. And we got the awesome, very outdoorsy, very knowledgeable, very trendy.
Are you flirting with Katie right now?
Somebody said I was flirty before. So, I know. I wonder if super nice is flirty. Is that the same thing? And is flirty is it flirting or is it the intention behind the flirting?
I mean, I don't know. You didn't say all that stuff about me, and then when you got to Katie, it was like she
Well,
is.
that's because me and you already have you know what I mean?
I saw the wink. I saw a wink for all the viewers out there. There was a wink.
Okay, no, but you guys, seriously, I'm super excited. Beyond Boundaries is like our biggest community partner. We've been doing this for a couple years. Monthly things. So I'm so excited to have them here and be able to talk about what Beyond Boundaries does, the communities that they serve, who they're partners with. So it'll be a good time. So,
Yeah, I think it's going to be good. And over to my right here, we got Shep. Shep is kind of like the coordinator. He's kind of like, I think he's kind of like the visionary. He's like the man behind the scenes. Tell us what's up, Shep. Introduce yourself. Let us know a little something about you. He's got stylish hair too, bro.
Oh, nice. It's holding up. I know.
I totally
Normally
dig
have
it,
more
like-
here, but
Yeah.
we're doing a mustache fundraiser, which is why you see this and not
Oh
this.
yeah, I've seen his
So,
too. He's
Alex
rocking
got a
he's
solid
rocking
one.
I mean,
full
that's
mustache.
so we got Alec here too. He's with Beyond Boundaries and he's just observing. He has a really amazing mustache.
Very
I mean, the
trendy.
mustache
Solid.
game is just on point.
Yeah, they
He's
used to
killing
call
it.
like the 80 porn mustaches, but I think it's way more trendy than that. Bro. I'm digging your style. I'm totally digging it. I'm digging Shep's blowout too, and
Thank
and
you.
Katie. Now I've had the pleasure of kicking it with Katie before. She's kind of a reserved young lady, but she's also like so the outdoorsiness. Like I felt very safe riding on Katie's river raft this summer. And she's knowledgeable about the river. What's going on over there, Katie? Tell us a little something about those boots you're wearing.
Well, I got these for my birthday.
Nice.
As for the river, it's really, really low right now. Still 3'4", but Wednesday we're supposed to get 4 feet of water.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, you know what's so crazy about that too? And this is a small world. I just thought about this. Like when I went on that trip, like I'm sitting there and y'all have like other guides there or whatever. Yeah. And I'm like looking around, I'm like, man, this freaking dude looks familiar to me. One of your guides. I was like, man, it's my damn cousin, man.
Really?
Yeah, David.
Are you serious?
David Swagger, yeah. I was like,
You're
man.
Dave Swagger's cousin?
Yeah, man.
That is
I'm like, holy
crazy.
crap, man. The only time I ever see you is like freaking funerals or like the occasional family reunion we never have. You know what I mean?
And now rafting trip.
Yeah. Now
Now
rafting.
trips,
That's
man.
awesome.
Hides a lot.
Yeah, like he's very artistic. He was always the guy at the thing with the cameras. He's into all that. He's probably like, he's a in shape, middle age. Is Dave middle age? I would say he's definitely middle age.
Well,
He's older than me, and I'm middle aged. We're all in the middle. But yeah, Dave, that was cool.
I'm not middle aged.
I was like,
I'm
man.
only 30.
Really?
Yeah.
23. That's
Oh,
crazy.
There we
thanks.
go.
Oh, see,
Now
there
that
we
flirting
go. There
comes
we
back
go. Coming
around.
back in.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, Travis, not to interrupt you,
Yeah.
but I would love to hear from Shep. You're a co-founder of Beyond Boundaries.
Correct. Yep.
Can you kind of tell me what Beyond Boundaries does? Who do you guys work with? And the activities that you all do?
Yeah, perfect. So we're a nonprofit based out of Richmond. We've been around for almost 10 years now. And what we do is connect people to nature. So we do that through rafting, fishing, hiking, climbing, kayaking, anything you can do in and around Richmond, we offer it. And we work with about 30 other organizations in the community, McShin being one of the most frequent partners, actually. We ran numbers and the other day just to kind of put 2023 in summary, and you're one of our biggest partners. It's awesome. Like you said, we do like 2 trips a month with y'all, which is great. And one of our longest partners too. I think we've been working with y'all for like the last 6 or 7 years, which is great.
Yes.
And really what we do is we work with primarily people with disabilities. And then we work with substance recovery, underserved youth, and then veterans. We have a good veteran growing population also. So half of it's about getting people outdoors for the many benefits that y'all know personally of just being out in nature. The other half is based around community, which I know y'all are all about also, getting volunteers and community partners together to share this experience and really bond, right? Just have fun together.
Yeah, do you find these local businesses are like jacked to do this because or like to be a part of it? Because I'll give you like a little inside track. Like whenever our participants go on one of your events,
Yeah,
and I like you know, at the intensive house, like we do a 10-step afterwards where people say, and every time it's like, what I did good for my recovery today. Oh, I went river rafting.
yeah.
Oh, I got out in nature. Oh, I went rock climbing. They're always so jazzed about it.
I think it's well received. People can obviously kind of relate to something, whether it's personal or it's community or like whatever they're working on and going through. Like we always say, you never know what people are bringing to the table when they show up. It's the experience, but it's also all the impact that they get to see and feel and have after that trip is done. Just like you said, like when that trip is over at noon, it doesn't stop. Like that stays with them, and hopefully they bring that back into their life forever.
Yeah, because it's a totally submersive activity. I mean, you're just into it. I mean, you get a chance to get outside of yourself. You got the sounds and sights of nature. You got the help of guides. I mean, every event that I've been a part of or seen, like all your partners are like very knowledgeable in their field. I mean, it's not like, you know, the average bootleg.
And you know what?
Tubing down the river, you know, with a cooler. I mean,
yeah,
like,
I know. It's real deal.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's so crazy because 2 years ago when we first started back up, you know, we had to take a break with COVID, you know, and at the time you were coming out to the rock climbing. And I will never forget, we had a women's intensive rock climbing trip and I went on it, and Shep sat down there and asked them, you know, what did you feel? Right. And these women start crying.
Yeah.
Shep's crying. Everyone is crying. I mean, they're like, you know, I didn't think, I'm scared of heights, or I'm doing this. And I got all the way up to the top and all that. And he's like, how did that make you feel? And literally, it was mind blowing to me that when I saw that, and that interaction and the impact that it had on those women in that moment, that's when I was like, we have to keep doing this. Like this can't be a one-time thing. This can't be once in a blue moon. Like this is really impactful for these women, overcoming obstacles and feeling like you accomplished something.
Yeah, this sparks me to a very interesting question, Shep. Like, what was your inspiration for this? Because like it seems like a lot of people want to be a part of this through either like your energy or like your pitch to them, or like what was your inspiration behind this being a co-founder?
So I started this with a good buddy of mine, Kyle Burnett. We went to Radford and did outdoor rec and therapeutic rec, moved out to California, and we're fortunate enough to work for a company that really pioneered adaptive and inclusive recreation. And we worked for them for a while, moved back to Virginia. And at the time we just wanted to volunteer with something like that. And there wasn't anything around. So we decided to start it. It was a side hustle for a while.
Wow.
Then we saw enough support and traction that I went full time. And then a few years later, we saw so much more growth that we needed to hire. And Katie was our first hire. And we've been rocking and rolling since. It's been awesome.
Yeah. What year was this?
I was hired in 2021, maybe. I started part-time, and then after 5 or 6 months, we were like, yeah, Shep needs the help. And so I was lucky enough to go full-time, and I just coordinate, you know, with groups like Monique. I, you know, send her, I'm like, hey, this is what we want to do with you guys. Are you available? And I pretty much handle climbing and whitewater rafting and work closely with Alec to provide kayaking, fishing, hiking opportunities for the groups that we serve.
Awesome. So Shep, you went to Radford, huh?
I did.
So you actually learned something there.
I did. I try to learn something everywhere. Some places,
Shady.
but I'll be honest. So Radford, every college has got a reputation, right? But Radford, with outdoor rec, is one of the best colleges you can go to with the support staff. That I was so blessed to have the mentors and the facilitators and teachers that I had there, and Kyle had too. I mean, it's untouchable.
Now this could be a myth, but like, you know, through the grapevine, I heard that, you know, that 7-Eleven down there sold more beer than
they're Guinness Book of World Records.
So like a more like specific question. Have you ever bought Milwaukee's best out of the 7?
I think I probably did a few. Yeah, a few times.
Was that the main like go-to down there?
Well,
Radford?
with college funds, of
Yeah,
course.
of
Yeah.
course.
with no money.
I could
No,
scrape together
scraping
a
it up.
couple quarters
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
cigarette holder in the car for sure.
Wait, so I have something to say to Katie,
Yeah.
you know, or ask also, how do you feel like the transition has been for you to start moving into this role, you know, a larger role where you're kind of taking over all these programs, and because I think it's amazing, and also I love that you're a woman and you're doing it, and I feel like especially outdoor things, it's like very male dominated.
Yeah.
How do you feel like this transition has been? What do you kind of envision for yourself and for your role within Beyond Boundaries, at least for 2024?
Yeah, well, I have to give a lot of credit to Shep for, trusting me to do this, and also, just being an inclusive workplace. Like we have feelings Fridays. We talk about how we're feeling.
We do.
Wait, I like
Tears
that.
are our best
We
friends.
cry.
Yes,
But it's because we work in this space where a lot of magical things are happening, and it's a lot to give. We're giving a lot of ourselves and our time, but time and time again, it shows us that it's so beneficial. But I just feel honored to be in this community, and mostly, it hasn't really been that much of a struggle to be a woman, because I do have a great co-founder who, has my back, and another great coworker who also, they support me and like listen to my feelings, and we talk things through. And so I just feel lucky to be part of this organization. And Richmond is a very inclusive city. We've got the James River women that we can partner with. And then, the McShin women, I always try to get a lot of female belayers when we work with y'all, because I think it shows them like, wow, look at how strong these other girls are. And I want to get there too. So definitely mindful of it. But, I just want to do the best job I can at this role, despite or in favor of being a woman, just to really show anyone that they're capable of stuff. I mean, we have so many women who come, and they're like, man, I'm not climbing that wall. Give them 20 minutes. All of a sudden, they're putting a harness on.
Yes.
And they're halfway up the wall, or they're cheering each other on. And so it creates this sisterhood and this bonding. And I love working with McShin. Like, you guys are some of the best groups.
Oh my
that
God, you
talk about your
guys.
feelings and applying the activity to sobriety or to something that they're going through outside of the activity. And I just love how open y'all are and how vulnerable they're willing to get, through the recovery.
That's a good point.
And I hope everyone can see why I love Beyond Boundaries so much.
Oh, she's getting ready to cry now.
This is the commercial break. We're gonna cut for a second.
Yeah. And that's the segment we call "I Am Woman, Here We Roar."
Hold on now.
Now listen, here we go. Now I love this because Richmond seems to be like a perfect fit for this now. Because growing up here, Steven, you can agree to me, man. This seemed to be like a very seedy city. I can see like the demographics changing all the time. I mean, we got like apartments where like projects used to be. We got just like, and I never really thought of this city as an outdoorsy city unless we were going to like a punk show downtown at the flood zone. Right. You know what I mean?
Flood zone.
Yeah. And like so now we got Shep down there with his partner down at Radford, having Milwaukee's best, and they get the inspiration to make like is that where you initially got the inspiration, or when you came back from Radford?
It really was. So we moved out to California and kind of put all the skills that we learned to test and play with a nonprofit that we based Beyond Boundaries off of this. It's called Environmental Traveling Companions, based out of San Francisco. And they've been around for since the 60s and 70s. I mean, they really were like the pioneers in this field of adaptive and inclusive recreation. So they were the first group to ever take someone in a wheelchair rafting down the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So just think about it. Like in the 60s and 70s, no one was doing that. And since then, they cultivated such a great, again, it goes back to community, everything, a supportive, inclusive community vibe that you felt like it was family.
Yeah.
Right. And so like if you tie yourself to family, you go through stuff together, you share stuff together, you challenge, you support, and all of that goes into our programs and our community relationships.
Yeah, most of the companies that you work with, would you find these are like newer companies to the Richmond area, or were they like, like the rock climbing, the rafting? I get it, we're a river city, but y'all have so much more. Like what other kind of organizations are you working with these days, and what do you got new on the horizons? Also, 2-part questions.
Yeah, so no, that's fine. A lot of the stuff we do completely in-house, and then like fishing, we've got a bunch of fishing gear, and we take people fishing internally with volunteers, and then we partner with other outfitters to help facilitate other of the programs, like the climbing. If they're at a climbing gym, rafting, with RVA paddle sports. Like, we have relationships like that. Our community partners, the groups we work with, like McShin, we've got about 30 of those. The Autism Society of Central Virginia, the Virginia Down Syndrome Association, Boys to Men Mentoring. There's a lot of groups we work with that have their own community and then do X, Y, and Z services. And then we partner with them for the outside adventures.
Did you meet Boys to Men from Synapse?
No, I knew Warren and Steve
Oh,
from way back.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm so interested in kind of learning more about how you all train each other or get trained in order to be inclusive, and bring that accessibility factor
I know, I
for
love
those
that.
with
It's just so
mental and
inclusive. It's for
physical
everybody.
disabilities.
You know what I mean? I love that. I mean, just
Because
hearing you talk about it and the passion behind it, I'm like, yes, man.
Yeah.
There's two types of trainings that we like to go through and try to do as much as we can. There's the skill, and then there's like the social aspect, right? And so the skill for belaying, like we partner with the local gyms. We can teach someone how to belay, or set up a training for someone to learn how to belay, a rock climber, paddling, stuff like that. There's the skill-driven stuff, but then really it's the social aspect. So we teach internally a program that's called Disability Inclusion Training, that's just gathered knowledge from experiences that we've had over the last 10, 15 years being in the field of working with people with disabilities, and how to empower people's abilities through your body language, through your tone, through your words, and then through the programs you do. So we're always adapting stuff. I always say the biggest thing we adapt is our mindset, right? Like we have this vision, and this is how we're going to execute. And then depending on where the participants are coming from, we meet them at, what they're able to do and what they want to do. Not everyone comes climbing for the same reason.
No, because it's a mixed bag. It's just this, it's that, it's this, it's that. I mean, but everybody can do it.
Yep.
Yeah, we talk a lot about challenge by choice. So, it might be Monique's goal to get all the way to the top of the wall, and it might be Shep's goal to just touch a couple holds. We're going to meet you where you are.
Yeah.
So the second, Shep gets up 10 feet, he doesn't want to keep going. We listen, we might empower by being like, Shep, I know you can get the next hold, but if he's done, we lower you back down. So we want to meet people where they are and help them with their own goals. We're not going to force anyone to do anything they're not comfortable with, but that too gives power back. It's like, I can go as high as I want. Maybe I want to go a little higher. Maybe I don't feel like it today. Maybe I just want to be a cheerleader. That's a huge, important part of climbing, rafting, kayaking, is just encouraging each other to build that sense of community and inclusiveness.
Yeah, the activity itself is therapeutic, period. Right, and then you get the extra encouragement and the people knowledgeable around you and giving you like a confidence boost. Yeah, I see it very clearly. Yeah, I love it, man. I love what y'all do. Shep, what do y'all got on the horizon, man? Anything good, new? What's exciting in the mix?
Whatever happened to? I know you were trying to get support for that inclusive camp.
Yeah. So what's on the horizon is everything. But if you want to shrink it down, like the immediate horizon, we're going to start doing some biking programs. That's another outdoor activity we feel like we want to start to support. We're going to kind of underneath the programs we're already doing, we're going to add in some club models for people that really love the one-off adventures and want to kind of dive into how can I maybe become a climber or a paddler or an angler, right? And so start really supporting that passion that might spark through that one-off. And then, like you said, we're gonna build a camp. We're gonna create a camp experience. And then the two driving forces, we're looking into existing camp partnership options. We're going to look into county options, maybe land donations. There's a couple of different avenues to how we might want to execute this. But the two main reasons we want to do this, one, from a distance standpoint, we're starting to get a lot of outreach from beyond 2 hours away. So people want to come here primarily for rafting, but for all adaptive climbing is a big one too. To be able to say, come into town, spend the night, let's go do an adventure, maybe spend that again, do it again, and then, boogie back to your home whenever. It opens up the ability to do that, where people, especially with high support and medical needs, might not be able to take 3 hours on a bus ride, do the activity, turn around and go 3 hours back with medical support, transport, bathrooms, restrooms, food, all of that stuff bundled into the day. The second piece is the inclusive nature. Think how much we get to bond over the 2 hours we spend with y'all.
Right.
What if we did 24, 48 hours together? How many other things we could develop through cards and through cooking meals and cleaning up? And
you would never get rid of us.
You might just open up residency there, right? Have your own cabin. So those are the driving forces why we want to have a camp.
Yeah, this is is very exciting. Two things pop in my mind off the top. One, I think I underrated Radford education, and also
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you, Travis.
Like,
Props to Radford.
like this is this a besides California? Like, is this like a model thing? Is this like in other cities? Richmond? Have y'all thought about that?
I feel like Colorado's probably got.
They have some.
They,
Sort of.
I just feel like Colorado's really outdoorsy. So
There's
it's
a-
like there's
there's
got to be options.
100%. There's options out there. I
Yeah.
think that what we found through our research is that there's not many options that serve the wide group, diverse groups that we do with the wide program offerings. So there are a lot of great organizations that specialize just in underserved youth or just in skiing and snowboarding or something very specific, and people are doing phenomenal jobs out there.
Mhm.
And we try to keep them on our radar because we want to make sure we're providing that, right? And what are they doing that we could be stepping our game up?
And vice versa. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but I think with the diverse populations we work with and the diverse program offerings, I think we stand out. And I'm pretty proud of that.
Oh, you do? Yeah, I feel like you're right on track with McShin too. I mean, yeah, we like to be stand out and do the best we can do at what we do, and I think you do too, Shep, man.
Yeah.
I love what you're doing.
So I've got to do an ask real quick. Okay. So if any,
Can you
an
repeat that?
ask,
A what?
ASK.
Oh, I was just making sure. All right, yeah. All right, proceed.
Anyways, so something that I really am super passionate about is bringing, more health and wellness, mindfulness to our programs and to our participants and the humans that we serve here. And so our partnership with Beyond Boundaries has just opened up this huge opportunity, like this huge doors where people are being more open-minded towards things. And something that I'm constantly hearing is a lot of sober living participants or people that did not have the opportunity to go through the intensive program, they get a little jelly sometimes. So Shep and I have been brainstorming, and we really would love to start a sober living climb club. So what that means
Is
is
this like a league thing?
this is like it's a club that you voluntarily join. We're thinking, weekly meetups at probably Triangle Rock Club right down the street, where people get to be more knowledgeable and learn more about how do I climb, how do I get better at this. Maybe I want to be a belayer. Maybe I can get some volunteer opportunities. And so if we have any viewers out there that you would like to donate, or if you have a company that you think that would be open to sponsoring something like this, you would be sponsoring something that would be joint between McShin and Beyond Boundaries, and it would help so many humans that do not have access to a lot of these outdoor activities.
The two biggest things that we have found that are barriers to entry in our programs are physical and financial, right? There's physical challenges of getting someone in a wheelchair up a 30-foot wall safely. So we have a lot of adaptive equipment, right? But the space we play in and work in is very expensive. It's not cheap. So a lot of people can't afford to do this, or maybe do it once and then would do it regularly. So financial support to make sure that funding is not an issue and a barrier for people to excel, in their life through a fun activity, sport, community club. It goes this changes lives. So, that type of opportunity would go a long way.
Are y'all an organization like that too? Like a donatable organization?
We're a 501c3.
Yes.
Oh, you
Yes.
are? Anybody with some dough out there, throw it at this. This is a good thing, man. Let some people get out there that normally wouldn't, that would be stuck in the house like with Cheetos just watching bad soap operas. Let them get out there. And
That sounds
donate.
very personal, Travis.
People need therapeutic stuff. Yeah. I love
As the
Cheetos.
world turns.
I put hot sauce on my Cheetos, and I love the Young and the Restless. Love the Young and the Restless. What else you got for us? Anything good? Leave us with something good, man. Wait, did you get to say everything you wanted to say? Did you do everything you wanted to do?
I hope
You're not close to retirement. I can tell.
I mean,
No.
it almost sounds
Never.
like, are you preparing for him to die or something?
No.
Like, what?
Final thoughts, right?
Yeah, final thoughts. Give us
I mean,
some final thoughts.
I think I got it across. I think, at the end of the day, it comes down to opportunities and community, and that's where we both relate so much. I think it comes down to people can help, whether given their time, their skill, their passion, or their dollar. And all of those things mean a lot to us because you can attest, like, participants get so much more than that 2-hour experience.
Right.
Like, it really provides opportunity for people to see what's out there and then what's possible. And if you empower someone on an individual level, on a community level, you have no idea how far that goes into the choices they make in the future, the job opportunities they decide to search out, and the families that they're able to touch because of that.
Nice, man. Shep just gave me cold chills.
I know, that was-
Dude,
I mean-
did you take like a pastor class at Radford? What are they up to down there?
Yeah, we're just going to
Friday,
fast forward
just prepare
Feelings
every-
Friday
Yeah.
to Monday.
You
now.
know?
Inspirational dude, man. We need some of your tricks. What about you, Katie? What do you got? Let's drop some knowledge on us.
I just love working with Nick Shin. It is a organization that's near and dear to my heart. I have a brother who is in recovery as well, and he talks about his experience, and he had a harder time finding a community. So I just want to be a piece that helps others find community. And I think this climb club model that we have ideas for, fishing club, whatever club it is, I think that will really help people find these new communities, because there was a period where I wanted to leave Richmond before I got this job. Like, I wasn't into mountain biking. I wasn't super into climbing. I wasn't into the river stuff. And once I found these communities, I just fell back in love with the city. And I realized it wasn't as small as I thought it was. And I had all these opportunities. So I just want to be a piece that helps other people find those opportunities.
Hey, Katie, what a very
Wow.
I had to go after Shep.
Wow. I know.
I thought Shep
A
had
strong
like,
close.
And then she comes with the power energy
Yes.
and like kicks me in the soul.
Man.
I know you got some parting words. You're never short for words.
I
Not
mean,
saying you talk a lot. I'm just saying I like it. Go.
I heard a compliment in there. I heard a compliment.
I
Okay.
just didn't want you to take it wrong, so I was like, I was no.
Well, you were
boundary.
being shady a
I'm
little
sorry,
bit.
I
A
thought
little
it was-
bit. Okay.
All right, Katie.
I mean, I feel like I already expressed how I feel about these two individuals sitting right over next to me. Beyond Boundaries is changing lives. It's changing how our participants are being open-minded within their programs, because as much as we hate to think about this reality, the field that we work in, Travis, with substance use disorder, people die. People, if they lose their motivation or they feel defeated or they feel isolated, like alone, they don't want to do this anymore. And they can't afford to do that anymore. You do that one time and you're not sure if you're going to make it back into Miction. So I feel like this is just one piece that keeps them motivated, keeps them open-minded, and just to know that they were able to accomplish that one thing for that day. If that was the only thing they did for their recovery that day, when you talk to them at 10-step, I feel like that's a win.
Nice.
So any help with that, I mean, like he said, financially, volunteering, please do so.
Yeah, and it's true. Like I'm not going to endorse anything that I don't believe in or agree with, and I because I'm no sellout. I grew up on punk rock, and I've seen like their work and their actions.
How did your tone change
up
like
close
that?
in person? Because I get very
God.
You know what? Yeah, because like I checked my blood pressure and it said hypertension, but I think I'm just hyped. You know what I mean? I know what's wrong with that.
Put the energy drinks
It's
down.
Yeah, it is V8. Yeah. But anyways, I wake up like this. So yeah, I love what they do. I've seen it. I've seen like it brighten people's day up. That's enough for me right there because I'm all about the smiles. And I've seen like it be helpful. I've seen people be in a slumped place and go to that, and their energy changes immediately. So I endorse it totally, even though I called it no boundaries. It's beyond boundaries. I don't like boundaries. I don't set boundaries. I hate when people set boundaries on me. I like to try to break them. So I'm all about the name. I love it. I love Katie. I love her energy. I love my Alex rocking the mustache. It should have been Alec. I know you're a very bougie guy, Alec. Could be Alex. Good. All right, I love it. And Shep, I freaking love your energy. I'm glad y'all came on today. I'm glad we got the message of beyond boundaries out there.
Yes.
And like Monique said, if you want to throw a couple bucks at something that's really making a difference in our community, and not some the people with boots on the ground doing stuff for people that normally wouldn't have stuff like, then this is the one you throw it at. I'm gonna give $1.
And Shep, tell them where to find you.
Yeah, so our website is beyondboundariesrva.org, and then we have 2 social channels, Instagram and Facebook. Same thing, Beyond Boundaries RVA.
Beyond Boundaries RVA. Everybody go check it out. I want to give like a great thanks for them coming in, kicking it with me, taking my bull crap, kicking it with Monique, and everybody out there in the ether. Peace.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.